Most people struggle with the most essential part about running an agency, which is client acquisition, even though it is more simple than people think. We booked 69 meetings this month. I know, what a coincidence, but the more interesting thing is, how did we do it? How do you book meetings? How do you close clients predictably? The most essential part about running a business is dialing down the sales process of acquiring clients, because it is obviously the oxygen of your business. And through my 3 years of failing, almost not graduating high school and being $15,000 in debt to making 30, 40 and 50k per month, I think I've learned a lot of lessons along the way. 2.5 to 3 years ago I was just getting started in the agency space, and I made it my mission to build a life that was not always on a budget. I've always had a small belief and fire in me that I can become financially successful, but I had no logic behind it. Why could I even do this? And seeing younger people flex their Lambos on Instagram and their digital nomad lifestyle, being able to do whatever they want, whenever they want to, have always confused and pissed me off, because it seemed like there was nothing special about them. And I think that confusion and that anger fueled me and gave me enough curiosity to looking into the opportunities of starting a business myself, which I am forever grateful for. So I bought a Danish course in SMMA, and I instantly knew that there was no chance that I was not going to be a millionaire within the next couple of months, because I had revealed all the secrets by buying this. And as you know, that did not happen, and acquiring clients was a challenge in itself. People didn't even want to hire me if I offered to work for free for them, which is obvious to me now, because I could provide no value. I was worth zero to them. I was doing Insta DMs, cold calling people and emailing people to left and right, but I did not get anyone who wanted to hear what I had to offer them, because I obviously sucked. I was making $0 even though I worked very hard to get clients. So I found multiple other guys in the SMMA space which was making more than me, and they were all addressing the same thing: consistency and volume. Keep going, and that is super frustrating to hear, because you really just want another simple answer that is easier to do. But since I heard it again and again, I committed. So I sent 100 Insta voice messages per day and 20 looms, which took me roughly 6 or 7 hours every single day. As I kept doing this, I went from having made $1,500 in my first 9 months of being in business to closing 5 clients in 1.5 months. And this maybe sounds like a fairy tale, but my clients' retention rate was only 3 months, and I almost delivered no results to them. I was doing something wrong. And I remember just seeing successful young people on Instagram making $50, $100, $250,000 per month, and it seems like they had no stress, and there was no chance that they were working harder than I was. Because I was working 16-hour days, I was spending half of the day alone communicating and fulfilling my clients, and the other half of the day sending outreaches, and they were driving around in their Porsches and Lambos with their APs on the wrist, going out on expensive dinners and sitting by the pool, getting a tan while making more money than I could even fathom. There was no light at the end of the tunnel, and I remember just laying in bed listening to the alarm for 30 minutes, not being able to move or get up, because I knew that when I opened my computer I had 5 clients on Slack who had problems or issues with my service. So I decided to do something about it, because there was no way that I could keep spending that much time on outreaches and fulfillment and still scale my agency. Already told this in another video, but I paid $15,450 to a guy named Robert to help me fix this problem, which was to build an acquisition channel that did not require my full attention, so we can do outreaches on Autopilot. And I could not afford that up front, so I decided to ask my dad for the money, which was one of the hardest things that I've ever done. And long story short, me and Robert spent the next 4 months building an acquisition system that sent outreaches on my behalf and booked meetings on my calendar completely automatically. We built an offer that makes a stranger want to throw money at us. And I will tell you that first time that you get an email from someone that has booked an appointment on your calendar, and that happened without any effort on your side, it is the best feeling in the world. And it was when that epiphany happened to me, that in order to scale, you cannot be reliable on doing everything yourself. It is about building up systems, setting up softwares and hiring people to work for you, so you can buy your time back and focus on the things that in reality matters to grow, which is actually only 4% of the business operations. And when you start to realize that, you will start thinking differently. How can you build up systems once that can serve you forever? And that was what we did with my marketing sales channel. Once we got positive market feedback on our outreaches, we just scaled it up. And I was so fired up, because we started booking 2 or 3 meetings per week, and I closed 1 to 2 clients per month, but I wanted more. So I scaled it through the roof until the point where the machine had the capacity to send 90,000 personal outreaches every single month, and we got roughly 30 to 40 replies every single day. And now I was just sitting in the inbox communicating with people who were interested in hearing more and wanted to jump on a call, which started to take more and more time out of my day, so I wanted to outsource that as well. So I hired a virtual assistant to communicate with my clients. I gave her access to my Google Calendar, and now this was completely automatic. I had to do nothing to book someone on the call with me. And I made a sheet with a template to all answers to every single question that I had received from the inbox, and that just made it very easy to outsource. It is fun to book 5 or 6 meetings per day, but you will get to a point where you are doing nothing else than sitting on sales calls from morning to evening, which will suck at the end. And even though I was making $15,000 to $20,000 per month, I was still working a lot, so we hired a sales rep to handle all the meetings for us. I remember getting a Slack message for him when he had closed his first client for me. I was sitting in the car in the afternoon and got so emotional that I started crying, because I realized that this business can make money without my constant input. Without automating and delegating, it will make it impossible for you to scale. And when that realization appeared for me, I started to rethink the way that I did things so I can buy my time back. Like and subscribe for more value.